Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and surprisingly enough, we might be playing 2 Eroraen games in a row, starting today with Dear Rebeca. Should we do a little info what this is about? Let's do it. It's a short text actually. Dear Rebeca is a visual novel. Surprise, surprise. Of short duration, where you will question reality in search for answers. A story where life, death, and the soul of a poor doll named Rebeca are mixed. Alright, let's check it out. This visual novel may not be suitable for people who are impressionable or sensitive to different themes such as violence or psychological terror. If you agree to continue, it is at your own risk. For we did find out that those games are not that, not that violent or terror-y. It's alright, guys, and not guys. Many months ago, my grandfather passed away. I never knew the reason for his death, nor his whereabouts. He was always an elusive and distant man. Since my grandmother also died, unfortunately, I was the little family he had left. One of the few people who sometimes looked for him, or simply made a call to see how he was that day. I thought that perhaps this way, with that gesture, he would feel much less alone. After receiving the news of his death, I went to go through his belongings along with the inheritance he left behind. Nice. Not really, but... And among those things, there were letters and notes. Those papers he had kept were somewhat mysterious and cryptic, which obviously caught my attention. He mentioned many things, but never anything specific, as if he was speaking in code, or rather, as if he didn't want anyone to know what he was really talking about. In one of those notes, for example, the following could be read. I'm totally opening an energy drink, okay? I need some energy.
I've been searching and collecting everything I could. Little I know that...
Some illegible stain.
I couldn't let anyone find said place or interfere with.
Something crossed out.
But this is where all my hopes lie. And I know that all of this will be worth it because one day this empty loop will be broken. Hopefully, should be able to guard the site and keep up with all the progress I've made so far. So many drops of blood, sweat, and also tears will not be in vain, I'm sure. Furthermore, if my own end reaches me, I know that perhaps she can pick up the button and reach the end of everything.
The letters, on the other hand, did not seem to be all written by my grandfather. Others seem to be from that other person he mentions. Some of them were signed with the name of Rebeca? But who was that woman? My grandfather actually never mentioned meeting anyone named like that before. Oh, suspicious. Very suspicious. I spent some time reading and rereading everything my grandfather wrote down. A part of me was dying of curiosity to understand what he was talking about. What did he mean by all my hopes? Or who was hiding behind the name of Rebeca? Why so much secrecy? Was it something that really needed to be hidden? Why didn't he ever tell me any of this? He didn't trust you. Anyway, so I made the decision to unravel that mystery. Trying to follow the little clues, I followed a trail. A trail that led me to find a place that, if it existed, and I was wrong, it would be off the normal roads and highways. I consulted the maps and asked people who might know something about it. Perhaps some property that my grandfather never used until now. I do not know. Would be nice, wouldn't it? My search led me to a forest, or so the maps marked. It seemed that there could be nothing built there, but that's precisely what would make it a good place to hide, isn't it? In theory, the place where I was going was some kind of abandoned mansion. That, according to people who live nearby, from time to time they've been able to see some light from afar. Okay. It was the strongest thread I could pull on right now. I parked my car off the road, and I continued on foot on the dirt roads that crossed the forest. It was starting to get dark, but since I had come this far, I didn't want to turn around and walk away empty-handed. I was just a few steps away from knowing what my grandfather had been doing and hiding for so long. I walked and walked, with some uncertainty and tension in my body, and the obvious fear of losing myself. Luckily, in a matter of few minutes, I managed to glimpse small bits of what we could call civilization. Wait, what? So you mean a mansion? Got it. I was totally thinking if you said civilization, like, wait, did you find some kind of town that no one knew about? What? Anyway, continuing on, I came to a small abandoned wasteland, immersed in the midst of the forest. It seemed a fairly large place and wrapped in richness already far from its splendor. The gate before me was barely firm, but not rusty. The walls were struggling to contain a passage of nature, and the rest of the place, the passage of time itself. I intended going to it, and even I was able to see that under my surprise there was a dim light, just like they said. If there was someone here, they might know about my grandfather. Ah, that sound. I don't like that sound, okay? I really don't like sound like that. I passed the gates and approached the mansion, feeling somewhat expectant. The door appeared to be closed, but in reality it was just stuck. With a slight struggle, I was able to enter without a problem. Everything was very dark. There was no light source beyond that provided by the windows at the time. Walking carefully, I wanted to recreate in my head where there was where someone seemed to be. I mean, you could knock on the door. I heard the door close. He or she wasn't far. I went straight following the distant sound until I reached it. My eyes were beginning to adjust in the dark more and more. You mean you don't have a flashlight or anything? There was a door, and I opened it. Dude, was your grandfather loaded or something? Like, what the heck? You have a literal library over here. What in the world? It was a huge room. Despite the darkness, I could appreciate how big it was. It looked like an old library, but... Should I take a look at the site or better look for the person who just left? Yeah, let's find her. Or him. It's her. Come on, even he knows it's her, Rebecca. I ignored this whole site and tried to find where the person went. There was very little light, and the silence was paradoxically deafening, but that wasn't all bad. Rather, if there was someone, surely it would be easier to search for some sort of light or noise under these circumstances. So it was. It didn't take long before I found the source of light under a door in the corridors. For a moment I doubted whether to call or warn before entering, but I didn't know who would be behind it. Maybe it was someone dangerous I should run away, or maybe not. Therefore I opened it slowly. Moon. Are they doing alchemy? It seems like they are doing alchemy. I kinda wouldn't be surprised as well. Or maybe I should be surprised. Who knows? This room looked like a small office or study, and in it there was a girl sitting reading something very, very concentrated. I'm about to sneeze. Sorry about that. So focused that she didn't seem to have noticed my little intrusion. Huh. Slowly and cautiously, I approached with the intention of introducing myself. The girl turned her face and fixed her gaze on me. She knew I was there, and she doesn't seem scared. She didn't seem surprised either.
Who are you?
She asked in a distant and suspicious tone. Whoa, 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 there is a wink, but what's up with her eyes? I'm Daniel, and you are? Daniel.
Daniel. Daniel.
She repeated my name as if she was trying to remember something. Ooh, the music. The girl got up from her seat. She had a very pale skin tone. Nice. Clothing there was quite a contrast to what might be considered normal these days. Sadly enough. Along with having eyes as enigmatic as they are penetrating and hypnotic. Yeah? And in turn, empty.
What are you doing here? Nobody knows this place.
She asked me without showing anger or many emotions. Well, you see... I don't know if you will meet my grandfather. He passed away a few months ago, and in his letters he mentioned an important place for him. I want to know more, and by following all the clues in his notes, it led me here. By chance you will not be such...
Rebecca? Yes, it's me. That is my name, and yes, I knew your grandfather. He was a good man.
You knew him, right? So you could tell me more about what he did in this place, right?
I don't know. It's possible. So you are Daniel. I see.
Wait, she knew about me. Why? She seemed to keep turning my name over and over in her head, as if she had heard it before or somehow remembered me.
Allow me to introduce myself properly.
She made a small bow, taking the skirt of the dress with the tips of her slender fingers. Okay, that is a nice thing. I like that kind of introduction. That should have stayed in the culture.
I'm Rebecca. I was someone very close to your grandfather. He told me a lot about you. He always mentioned how much he loved you.
What?
He used to tell me that you were one of the few loved ones who cared about him.
Oh. Interesting.
And since he lost his wife, he felt extremely lonely, but thanks to you, he was able to leave that suffering in the background many times.
Thanks to me, you say. But I only called him once in a while, I don't think...
And what does that matter? Sometimes a person can fill the void in their heart with a few simple words of affection.
Maybe you're right. Her tone and attitude completely changed in a single instant, unlike before. Wait a second. Okay. The question of mine right now is she missing an arm, or is that arm behind her back? I think it's behind. That's my bet. Yes, it was behind her back. Woof.
I guess you'll have a lot more questions too, right?
Sure. I mean, there are a lot of things I still won't know. That is why I have come here.
So go ahead. Ask me what you want. If I can give you an answer, I will.
Van. What is this place? Who are you? Let's start with this one. I'm curious about her. Who are you? I was someone close to your grandfather, as I told you before. Yeah, but that doesn't tell me too much. You should settle for the transfer for now. Okay. What's this place? Whoops. Could you tell me what kind of place is this? Oh, this old mansion was the residence of a wealthy family a long time ago. It was abandoned by its owners long ago, perhaps because it was in an inaccessible location. Or maybe it was for other reasons, I don't know. What I can tell you is that it has many rooms. Its corridors could be seen as small labyrinths. In addition to having different rooms like that big library, right? Exactly. What more questions do you have? Anything else? Come on. What were you doing here, both you and my grandfather? Well, now it's a little different. What were you doing here, my grandfather and you? She paused uneasily. Are you sure you want to know? I mean, of course, that's why I'm here. I guess if you are who you say you are, you have the right to ask for an explanation. In that case, it would better go somewhere else, okay? We have all the night to talk, so I can teach you or answer any questions you have. Teach me. Now. Would you be so kind to follow me? Yeah? Of course, I will go after you. Okay, come this way. Try not to separate yourself too much from me, understood? We both went out in the corridors, wrapped in the darkness of the incipient night. And yes, it was getting darker, but luckily I could still see Rebeca's silhouette so as not to get lost in the labyrinth. Huh. Funny... I wonder if there are still people out there who live in mansions without electricity. That would be actually probably a quite interesting experience overall. We came to a kind of a small living room. The fireplace had recently been lit and the heat it gave off contrasted with the cold outside. Since it's getting harder to see, would be so kind as to wait here for a minute while I light some candles and get the power back on. Wow. So there is electricity. Sure. Do you need any help? No, do not worry. For me it's almost a routine. It won't take long. Then I'll wait here. Thanks. Sorry for the disturbances. Oh, she's a cutie, by the way. Like, she faded into the darkness of the corridors like a ghost. For my part, I stood there, curiously observing the room. What can I do? See what interesting things there are. Sit back and wait for her to come back. Should I be nosy? I wasn't nosy in the library, right? I just went to find her. No, let's wait. Let's wait and get the answers from her. I decided to sit in one of the seats and wait patiently. Yes, I did notice the shelves and the high quality of the furniture and rooms despite the age. I cast my eyes to corridors, and they were still as dark as an abyss. An abyss that engulfed Rebeca, and surely she would soon emerge from it again. I kept wondering why my grandfather never clearly named anything about this place or what he was doing here. And from the looks of it, I don't know whether to think if it was something bad enough to have to hide it like this. What's more, I don't even know if I could fully trust that girl. She had a strange aura. Suddenly I became aware of a gentle raindrops hitting the window. It looked like it was going to rain. It was what was missing to give an even more gloomy touch to the atmosphere of tonight. A labyrinthine mansion, with a girl dressed as a Victorian lady, and now, a rain that may turn into a storm. Of course I won't be able to go home if things get worse out there. I'll have to wait. At the same time, I began to hear small footsteps in the distance. They didn't seem to be the heels that girl was wearing, but in theory, there was no one else here. Imaginations of mine? Still, it seemed that either it wasn't her or she kept going from one place to another. However, again, the sound of heels began to resonate between the walls like a faint distant echo that slowly approached. This time it was her, and she was headed this way, no doubt. I wonder if she's hiding something.
Sorry for the delay. I turned on some lights and started a few things so we're not here like bats in the dark.
Oh, sure, thank you. Now that it's night, it would be a problem to get lost in those corridors without seeing anything.
I know. I've been here for a long time, so I know them like the back of my hand, but I imagine that someone from the outside would find it quite an odyssey to go through them like this.
Yeah. She sat in a seat next to me.
Well, I guess now it's time for a little chat, right?
Yes. I still have quite a few questions regarding my grandfather and this mansion.
Oh, I understand. It is understandable, yeah. But all in due time, Daniel. I can call you Daniel, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let me give you a little more context of what happened here. However, there are things that are perhaps best kept secret for now. I hope you can understand, Daniel.
I don't want secrets.
No, it's fine, yeah.
Don't worry there. Understand there are things that are more sensitive than the others to tell.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate your understanding. Well, how do I start?
From the beginning.
Before, let me ask you something. Did you know your grandfather very well?
I don't know. Did we know him very well? Probably better than other family members. I guess in his last will of sorts, it seemed like he wrote it all off to our character here, Daniel, so
yes, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I knew him well enough, I think. Even though he's always been so elusive, I spent a lot of time with him when I was a kid.
Oh, understand. But even you say that, you didn't even know about this place, right?
Tweets, no, he never mentioned it.
Let me ask you another question then.
Go ahead.
Do you believe in the soul of people?
In the soul, like ghosts or things like that?
No, not just that. Do you know what happens when someone leaves this world? When your grandmother died, your grandfather, was very distressed by the pain of his loss.
Yeah.
So much so that he began to be consumed by the same pain. He missed her so much that he came to this place.
What?
He came with one goal in mind. Bring her back.
What? How to bring her back?
I know that for you, it will all be crazy and something too strange and impossible. But I'm telling you what happened. When he came here, he started researching about the human soul. He read a lot, several of the books that you have already seen here.
I know what you're talking about. I did not check the books.
He was very determined to bring her back, or at least to say goodbye to her. This place was perfect for that. It was far from the city, and nobody could criticize him for anything. He tried to create a body, a container where the soul of her deceased wife could reside and thus be with her again.
Rebecca, are you that container? I just noticed, by the way, that the light actually slightly changes. What the heck? Eroraen is going wild with this stuff. His deviance of Eroraen should be so, like, widely known by now. They are high quality, what the hell? Anyway, all of this is... But none of that worked as expected. Oh... I was silent as I listened to her, with a look of disbelief on my face. He managed to build a body, and even give it a little spirit, but he wasn't able to spawn a soul. Much less, bring back his wife. That body and spirit that he created in the beginning was me. Oh my god, I was correct about that part. He continued researching, working, and found that to engender a complete human soul, he had to give me a heart. He taught me the basic emotions. He taught me to laugh, to cry, be afraid, delusions, wishes, dreams. He taught me as much as he could, with the goal of making me as human as possible. However, something was always missing to complete me. And it was... a heart, in a metaphorical sense. Even though he gave me so many emotions and memories, what he could never give me was a heart. Teach me what it meant to love. Love as he did with his wife. Oh, okay. I guess love sometimes makes us more human. And sometimes it also makes us monsters, yeah. But as you may have seen, it failed. He was trying to bring his beloved back. Instead, and by accident, he created me. What you could call an imperfect and incomplete being. On top of that, he taught me everything he knew. Since I did need to sleep, I was able to take advantage of all the time to continue learning. Oh my god, imagine how many more videos I could prepare for YouTube. Wow! When he died, he gave me the task of finishing his work, his research, and effort. Successfully complete 2 vessels to hopefully bring her souls back to this world, just like he tried with me. Is that why you were so focused on reading earlier? Exactly, I've been following in his footsteps and working on my own on it ever since, just as he wanted. And all of this is... I know, that's too much information at one time, but you wanted answers and here they are. No, it wasn't too much information. I mean, maybe a little bit shocking, surprising, but... Now, Daniel, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yo, her expression right now, like, let's move back a little bit. Like, now she's normal, right? Now she's, like, a little focused. And suddenly... Yes. What are you going to do? Now it's a little bit crazy. Will you visit me? We'll go back where you came from, or do you still want to stay and find out more? I mean, I need a moment to digest everything you told me. Oh, sure. Excuse me for my impatience. Do not worry. Take all the time you need. What the hell is this? Was I going crazy and found myself dreaming? There was no way to believe such a story. It's just crazy, impossible. However, dude, it is possible. However, at the same time, I could not find another coherent and rational explanation. The letters of this place, Rebeca herself, the aura she gave off, and those unstable changes. I don't know. Perhaps there is some truth in her words, no matter how fanciful it may seem. Damn! What am I supposed to answer her now? I'm gonna trust her. I mean, listen. We all know there was a certain nation during World War II that tried some alchemy and so on. I'm gonna trust that girl. Why not? What do I have to lose, right? It may be wrong thing to say. It's hard believable something like that, but it's true, but, well, I guess I can't think of another explanation either. So, yes, I believe you, Rebecca.
Really?
Really?
Thank you very much, Daniel, for placing your trust in me. Oh, I imagine that you will still have curiosity and doubts, will you not? Will not you?
Will not. Exactly. I mean, you could say that I still have more questions than answers.
It is understandable, but little by little, you will understand everything, you will see. And all in due time. Okay, so let's do the following.
Okay, I hear you.
Come with me tonight around the mansion. You can spend the night here until the dawn. It's not get too late for you to come back, don't you think? You can stay and keep looking for answers. Read some of the amazing books in the library. Maybe you could discover some more secrets that even I don't know. Or recall the emotions that your grandfather engraved on these walls. If you accept my proposal, I can prepare a room for you to rest wherever you, whenever you want.
I don't know if it would be a good idea to accept something like that. After all, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I can't get back. Which is why it would be, if it would even be the smart thing to do until I can leave. It will only be a few hours, so I think I can handle it.
And you accept, right?
Yes, of course. If it's not too much trouble. Yeah, I agree to stay here tonight.
Oh, you won't be a bother at all. In fact, it will make me very happy to have some company, even if it is a temporary.
What do you mean? We are staying forever.
Then I'll go prepare a room for you. Until then, feel free to go anywhere in the mansion.
Alright.
When I'm done, I'll go tell you, but make sure you don't miss out. Also remember that, as I mentioned before, these corridors can look like mazes. Oh, and one last thing. If you come across some doors that should be closed, just ignore them, okay? They are sites in poor condition and could be dangerous, otherwise just be careful.
Understood. I'll be careful.
Thanks. Well, I'll be looking for you shortly. I hope you enjoy your stay and find what you are looking for.
She made a small gesture of farewell with her dress and left with the apparent happiness. Well, now I have to decide where to go and what to do, I guess. I know much about the place. I could get lost if I go aimlessly. So I decided to go back to that huge library that I found when I arrived. I don't think it's a bad idea to start looking for answers there. Kind of true. I walked trying to remember where I had come before, and luckily I didn't lose myself in the process. Given the fact that he only walked once, for me that's a little impressive. If it's a maze, I would be capable of losing the route. I would need to walk around a few times to, you know, actually remember. Anyway, upon arrival, the first thing I could see was that the lights were on. Now with a good deal more candlelight and a few lamps, I could see better. It's a literal library, yo. So it could truly be more useful when looking around or looking for things. I walked over to the shelves and glanced at the titles of the books. I took the ones that seemed most interesting to me, not to read them completely but to skim their pages. As I did, I noticed a small table. There was a note there, a note similar to the ones my grandfather left in his belongings. I went to read it, nothing was too clear as usual. In it were written some notes of the books that he had read and considered relevant to remember or take into account. They seemed like things without much connection, and there were even biblical quotes or meaningless phrases. I mean, there is no or. This is the second part of the sentence. As well as drawings and notes with doodles and strike-throughs. Luckily, there were some annotated sheets all over the table, and among those, some stacked books. Yeah, let's read the notes. Sure, let's see what else we have here. I searched as I could among the notes that were piled up everywhere. When it seemed that it was the last one more would emerge from any gap. Between the pages of books, under other some notes or objects. However, none provided any revealing data or gave me any decent answer to any of my questions. I should have looked in the books, huh? Even for... I had a slight lump in my throat from one of them. It was not in the form of a diary. It did not provide any data, but it did show what my grandfather felt when he wrote it.
It's been many months since I came here. It's been many months since she left. She's gone. The love of my life is finally gone. My traveling companion. My shelter. My home, which has now been destroyed and been abandoned. My soul that has now been broken and buried. My partner in laughter that has now turned into nightmares. Who gave me the courage to live and dreams to fulfill. But now all I can think about is dying, since it's like this I'll meet up with her again soon. That way my heart will soon be calm again. My heartbeat keeps moving my blood. However, my heart stopped beating long ago to live. I still hope to see her again. Here in this life or the next. But does it matter? I know we'll meet again, that's how destiny works, I'm sure. And if I have to live in a world when she isn't there to look at it, that world doesn't deserve to exist.
The note on the back had something else written on it.
On these nights when torments come to me like bloodthirsty demons, Rebeca came to comfort me. Between her warm words of Ren'Py, she told me the following. I'll bear your sins in my own crown of thorns.
They were undoubtedly words that were out of the normal line of that I knew from my grandfather. I'd never seen him speak and write with so much pain and anguish. Before I could read any further, a voice came from far away.
Daniel, are you around?
Rebecca's voice broke the sepulchral silence of the environment. Hello! Yes, I'm over here! I yelled as I looked up at her silhouette.
Oh, hello, Daniel. I finished preparing your room. When you want to go rest, I'll guide you, okay?
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble despite being a complete stranger.
Oh, nothing of that. You are no trouble. And you are not a stranger either.
What do you mean?
You are the grandson of the one who gave me life. Obviously you deserve the best treatment and care. Don't be afraid of anything. But apart from that, what were you doing in my absence? Have you been able to find something?
Nah, nothing to satisfy my curiosity.
Whoops. So what do you think if we search it among this sea of books? I'm sure we'll both find something useful.
Sounds good to me. Let's go. We both went between shelf and shelf, jumping from book to book for a good while. She kindly pointed out the ones she had already read, or that aroused the most passion in my grandfather. She also showed me something that she knew, or he was teaching her and it wasn't listed anywhere. Thus we spent more time than I could realize. And at some point we parted ways as we immersed ourselves in this maelstrom of pages and letters everywhere. When I realized that she was gone, I quietly went looking for her. Luckily it wasn't hard to find her. Oh, there she is. I slowly approached. She seems to be resting, while from her gaze she seemed to be lost in thought. That outfit is so good. What would she be so focused and distracted on? When she realized I was there, she looked at me normally, without being surprised or scared.
Oh, were you there? Sorry.
No, nothing happens. I just didn't know where you went and I looked for you.
I know.
Sorry for not letting you know. Everything... Is everything alright? Yeah, why do you ask? You look distracted until a moment ago. I just rested and thought about my stuff a bit. What kinds of things would someone like her think about? Is she always think about the whole thing she told me about my grandfather about bringing him back? Or does she have more concerns on her mind? Because although it may not seem like it, and from what she has told me, she's still a kind of doll. I see. Well, I'm glad nothing happens to you then. I didn't want to bother her with more questions if there really wasn't anything else to talk about. Did you find something? We've been searching for quite some time. Nope. And you? Neither, I'm afraid. Well, doesn't matter. We're trying it and that's what counts. Thank you for helping me. Huh? She said something, right? I think. I mean, there was the movement of mouth. She gave a small jump, landing her feet gracefully on the ground. She dusted off her skirt and went on talking to me. Hey. Yes? How about we go somewhere else? A place? Do you have something in mind? Yes, I guess so. Would you be so kind to accompany me as well? Then. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Come on, I'll go with her. Okay, let's go. Thanks. Follow me. By the way, my goal is to stay in that mansion, okay? With her. Rebecca led me through some new hallways that I hadn't seen before. I didn't know where we were going. Hey, She asked me again with the same tone as before. What happened? Are you really fine? Of course. It's just, I've been thinking about something. The only thing I know about you is that you were the grandson of who I could consider my creator, but know anything about you. Beyond what I heard, I've never known another person so closely. That's why I was wondering if I could, or should, trust you completely. Until now, I hadn't stopped to think about it either, and she was right. I've always been the one asking the questions. Is there something specific you want to know? I can answer any questions you have. Oh, really? That makes me happy. Then, there is some... Whoa, that expression. There is something you can do, and with only that, you'll tell me everything I need. Come. She started running. Oi! Leave me behind in a moment. Hey, wait! Do not run so much, Rebecca! She didn't answer. I went after her while a light, almost childlike laugh accompanied her. I came to what looked like a room with many old paintings. Rebecca? Where are you? She still didn't answer. I think I just got lost. And I don't see her anywhere. Where has she gone? I know for sure what I could find around every corner. And even though Rebecca has always been so nice, I don't know her either. Even more so if you count those extreme mood swings, or that, if what she says is true, she's not even human. When I analyzed everything that was happening, it made me question even my own sanity. Here you were. You're slow. Oh, don't scare me like that. Why did you run away? Me? I let myself be controlled by emotion. I apologize. Hehe, excuse me. She outlined a shy and pleasant laugh that made me forget for a second part of the threats I had. Yeah. And what is that you wanted me to do? Oh, it's true. It is actually very easy. Come. She took me by the hand and led me to one of the doors of the room. Do you see this door here? Uh-huh. Would you come in if I asked you to? I mean, sure, I guess so, but why? You do not trust me. It's not that, it's just... Then do it. Do it for me. You just have to do it. Do I open the door or not? Hell yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, I'll go in. We'll see. Really? Thanks. You're sweet.
Then, have no fear at all, and trust me, okay? Remember that whatever happens, do not hesitate to call me. No matter what, I will come for you.
She opened the door and politely invited me in. It doesn't leave me too calm. What's in there for you to tell me that?
Don't say anything and go inside, trust me.
Although the door was open, I couldn't see anything on the other side because of the pitch black darkness that hung there. I took a deep breath. As if someone got some courage and obeyed. She closed the door behind me. I was very tense, on high alert. I didn't want to think that she had set me some kind of trap, or she was going to do something bad to me. I knew nothing of what I would find in this room. When I could finally start to see something in the shadows, was in a kind of empty room with a mirror in front of me? Or so I intuited. Since I couldn't really see anything other than the silhouettes and outlines, I guess I have no choice but to explore this side. I took a step forward. When my foot landed on the dusty ground, my heart shook to its roots. Uh-oh. My instinct went up to the max. I was on alert. There was something abnormal there, and I was in complete darkness. I walked slowly until I approached the mirror, feeling the air with my hands like a blind man with his cane. There was a mirror. The silence in the room was deafening and I could only hear my heartbeat. But I felt that something inside of it was calling me. I was drawn to it, perhaps because that mirror was the most remarkable of all the things there. What's up? Something. There was something behind the mirror, or maybe it was just a reflection. Was it my face, or maybe a thing behind me? Holy fuck, don't. That sound. No, that was inside the mirror. I was beginning to feel so much terror inside me that my legs froze. Although I also had nowhere to run after all. I was just trying to convince myself that it was my imagination playing tricks on me. But no, it wasn't. Hello!
You're alive, right? Let me out!
My head was starting to spin. I don't know if it was extreme panic or something else. I just felt like my mind was starting to collapse.
Get me out of here!
I
want to go out and play!
I walked backwards without taking my eyes off the mirror. My legs were weak and my hands were shaking like never before. Hands slammed against the glass.
Come, let's play together!
Whatever it was trying to get out at all cost. But the one who couldn't get out was me. I quickly turned to the door and banged on with all my might.
Rebecca, open please!
I kept hitting the wood, but it didn't waste time either. Are you there?
Rebecca!
The glass made a faint sound of fracturing.
Oh shit! Please open!
This can't happen, I have to be dreaming! I have to do something. I have to do something. Alright, face it. Let's do it. Ah, shit. I'm not going to die here or let you do anything to me. I looked for anything that could work as a weapon for me and grabbed it tightly. All the fear turned into adrenaline. I could feel the blood rushing through every part of my body. The glass was about to shatter at that moment.
Get me out of here, let's play!
That you won't. Come! The sound of glass breaking to 1,000 pieces was the last thing I heard. Should I have called for Rebecca? What happened? Where am I? What if... have I died? No, it's not that.
Wake up!
That voice.
Please wake up! Open your eyes and live! Extend your arms and embrace the world around you. Life and death flew within you. Nothingness and everything from your being. Time doesn't affect you, and I need your help to find her. I know it's really painful, but you one day will be the one.
That girl was. I open eyes with a start. Where am I? What happened? What? I looked around for answers, but there was nothing and no one here. It was a dream? Did I fall unconscious or? Before I could finish my internal dialogue, the door opened.
Daniel! Thank God you finally woke up. You don't know how worried I was when I found you.
Wait, when did you find me?
Wait, you put me in that place. You're right. But it was for a vitally important reason. What reason if it can't be known? I could have died. You will see. That room has a mirror. I imagine you have seen it clearly. In that mirror, who sees himself reflected is forced to face the truth.
What? The truth?
Yes, you could say that I put you on a test to see what your reaction was and to check if I could completely trust you or not. Knowing how you deal with something as terrifying as your own mind could be. But don't get me wrong, your life was not in danger. What you experienced there was just a hallucination. Or so I think.
I don't know whether to be angry at that logic, but I was tired enough at the moment to make a big show of it. And what is your verdict? Can I be trusted or not?
Approved.
Hell yeah! That's right. That makes me happy, I guess.
It means a lot to me, believe it or not, so I'm grateful to you for your effort. On the other hand, I'm curious to know what you saw in the mirror.
What I've seen. Nothing pretty, of course. But nothing to write home about either. In fact, the most real thing could be sent to me is what I dreamed of a moment ago.
I understand. Me. What I saw the first time. Nothing, forget it.
You wanted to say it, come on.
But change the subject, how are you feeling? I do see with less anguish.
She approached me and placed her cold hand on my forehead.
Fine, you don't have to worry. Oh, okay.
I still couldn't get used to the fact that she was adult. Her body was colder than mine. And her way of reasoning too. Hey! I think I've had enough being cooped up in these walls. How about we go outside for a bit?
Oh, do you want to go for a walk? Okay, we can go. You can get up, right? Need help?
No, thank you for worrying. I sat on the edge of the bed and started to get up. I felt a bit tired, but a part of me felt more centered. I was more serene. Since I arrived, everything has been a torrent of information. This little post has made me see everything with a little more calm and perspective.
Ready?
Yep, let's go. I'll follow you.
Here, don't stay too far away from my side.
Yeah? Went out in the hallway. Rebeca seemed to know every corner as she walked with that confidence around her. I would surely be discovering a new side every day that I had not seen before. What I did notice when I looked out the window was that, while I was sleeping, it stopped raining.
Daniel?
Yes?
About before, the mirror and that stuff. You don't hate me, do you?
No, I don't. I couldn't. Nope. I don't hate you, and I'm not upset. And there's a way I did it, and that's fine. Forgotten topic.
Are you serious? Thank you very much. That relieves me a lot.
And on the other hand, it shows me that I can really trust you. In fact, I feel that somehow you remind me quite a bit of your grandfather.
Because what you say?
Intuition.
Do those have that?
How funny. Well, yeah. We're about to arrive.
As the sound of our footsteps overshadowed the silence of the night, Rebecca approached me once more.
So... The last corridor we had to cross is dark, so give me your hand in case you got lost.
My hand? I mean, it's fine, although I don't think I'll lose.
Thanks! I'd have a really bad time if you separated from me. Nothing to complain.
Got it, got it! Take my hand, together we walk down the corridor. I gave her my hand, and sure enough, the next hallway was without light. She squeezed my hand tighter. It seemed that she really cared about me, which I appreciated, in a way. We got outside. It was quite dark, but you could see enough.
Finally some fresh air.
Oh, and over there, it actually definitely felt super fresh.
I'm a little jealous now.
It's not the city air. I took a deep breath, loading my lungs with oxygen and letting out a big sigh.
Glad to see a smile came to your face. Since you've been here, you've barely smiled.
Really?
Of course. That's why I'm glad to see you like this.
I didn't know what to reply to that kind of fulfilled, so I kept silent.
If you feel like it, I can take you to one of my favorite places.
Which? Is it far?
It's crossing the trees, you'll see. It is a bit hidden, but it will be worth it.
I feel like everything when it comes to this area is kind of hidden. Dimension included. In that case, let's go. I'll follow you.
Great, come this way.
Once again, I followed suit. We go through the bushes and branches in an increasingly leafy and thick forest.
It's here.
Let's see. Nice, yo. Nice. Also the sky. Could you actually imagine having a view like this into the sky? I mean, stuff like this actually happens in places. Anyway, we walked out into what could be said to be a sea of flowers under a starry sky. It seemed like a little paradise full of life in the middle of an unhospitable and hostile place. Rebecca approached the center of that sea of flowers, gently caressing their petals. She did not lose her elegance at any time, and that caught my attention. That picture seemed taken from any storybook, like everything I was experiencing tonight. Huh. Who was she, really? It was something I kept asking myself. As enigmatic as unpredictable.
And so, how about it? Isn't it a beautiful place?
Yep. Definitely. I understand why this is one of your favorite places. Being honest with myself, a part of me wanted to record what I was seeing. Deep in my memories. I felt perhaps more and more impregnated and trapped by her aura.
Don't just stand there, come here.
I went carefully to her side. We both stopped to see the horizon that let us see the sight. I could almost feel how a certain magic ran through my body and the environment. I suppose that the set of things I had experienced today was making me see things differently. I was wondering if my grandfather had also enjoyed this kind of detail before he died. Was he the one who showed her this place, or did she discover it herself? Why? Rebecca took my hand gently. Feeling the cool touch of her hand brought me back to reality once more.
Are you okay?
Sure, why do you ask?
You seem sad. Rather, you seem to have the same sad look as him before he left.
The same eyes. What do you mean with that? I'm fine, really.
You promise? Promise.
It is that. No, ever since he left, I've been here alone for all that time. I've wandered the bench day and night, reading practically everything there was. Reviewing everything your grandfather left in writing, trying to follow in the wake of his dream. Anyway, you can imagine what I mean. But on the other hand, being here has made me think about many other things. And there's the feeling, emotions inside me that I never thought I would be able to experience. Feelings that I never thought would become so terrifying and painful. Nobody warned me about all of that. Nobody protected me from what it is to have a supposed life.
Yeah. She let go of my hand and took a few steps back.
I
turned to see her. She lowered her knees to the ground and fell back on top of her. What's happening to you?
Why did anyone tell me that to have life I had to pay such a high price? If to continue living I had to experience all this emptiness and pain, maybe it was just better if my existence was extinguished like a candle being consumed. I'm not supposed to feel anything. I'm something artificial, my meat is garbage, my emotions are fake. I'm just an experiment, something unwanted, something that should not even be possible, right? I'm sure you think so too.
No, I don't think anything of you're wrong.
I know you lie. I see a reaction every time I touch your skin. I should exist, and yet I'm here. I ask myself unanswered questions because no one could give them to me, neither myself nor who created me. Am I really alive, or is it all a false illusion? Perhaps that which you call God could give me some answer. But what am I saying? I don't even have a soul. Because if feeling this so cruel is to be alive and incomplete, then I'd rather not be. Stop pretending something I'm not.
You said you're still missing the most important thing, right?
Yeah, although I have a body, your grandfather always told me that the most important thing to be human was missing.
A heart.
Exactly.
And he never told you how to achieve that?
No, he never told me. When I asked him about it, he told me that it was something that could not be done. That is just germinated from the most unlikely place, even at the most unexpected moment.
Just like this. I mean, to be fair, the fact that she's feeling all of that stuff, that pretty much is the proof she has the heart, already, but you know.
Just like these flowers did here. That's why he showed it to me.
And it's the truth, Rebecca. It is not something with a concrete formula.
So tell me, will the day come when I find it? What should I do? Will the day come when this pain leaves me, or will I rather be consumed by it?
I know that, but the tone and trembling expression of her gaze only made me feel that little by little, her artificial appearance was collapsing. You can count on me, okay? I can give you an answer to everything that torments you, nor occupy the emptiness you will feel, but I will help you. I didn't know if I was going to regret saying those words, but I wanted to conquer anguish and pain.
With you?
Yes, I will help you. Sometimes we don't want or can't heal others, not ourselves. Many times we cannot stop that pain. But we can stay by their side until they completely heal on their own.
So, could you stay with me?
I lay right next to her as she looked at me.
You'll save me? You will do it?
I'm here. I already am here with you. Isn't that what matters?
I know, but all this is so difficult. Don't you feel the same?
Me? Me? I think we all harbor similar feeling inside of us, more or less, but we all do it. Sometimes that feeling comes out, other times it doesn't. No one can be happy forever.
So now you feel sad?
Nah, I'm not.
He always told me the same thing. That this happiness ended the day she left, because it was she who took his heart. Who has yours? Where does your heart reside, Daniel?
My heart. Where or how was I happy? I don't know. I can't tell you just like that.
I see. I'm sorry if I've asked you too many questions and you've seen me this way.
Her voice seemed more serene and calm. She gently got up from the ground. It's starting to get really cold, don't you think? She'll go back inside. Okay, let's go back. But are you okay? If you want, we can... I am, really. You don't have to worry, still. Thanks, Daniel. In that case, let's go! This time it was me who grabbed her hand, so as not to separate us on the way. She didn't say anything, but was pleasantly surprised by that small gesture. I know it was nothing to write home about, but I'm sure she felt the warmth of my hand. The touch of my skin and that I was there for her would somehow suit her. As stupid as it was not stupid. We walked the same way we went, back to the mansion in complete silence. Daniel, could you wait here for a moment? Why? There's something I'd like to give you, but first I have to get it. If you want, I can accompany you. Don't worry, it will only be a moment that you can wait here. Okay, that's fine. I'll wait for you. Thanks. And don't move. No, go easy. She ran through the corridors while I waited as she asked. However, it didn't take long for my attention to be caught by a half-open door with a dim light inside. Rebecca has always told me not to get lost and to ignore any room like this. Since the door had a broken lock, she warned me it could be dangerous to enter. Perhaps there could be something like the mirror from before, or maybe not. In the case, it caught my attention even if I knew it shouldn't, but... little pink wouldn't be a problem with it. I think it might be one more of her tests. I know my middle name is Reckless, but Rebecca is too precious, okay, to go against what she said. Now it's better that I stay calm and not get in trouble. Before I start to get bored, I heard Rebecca's quick footstep in the distance. I returned! It was fast, see? And what have you gone to look for in such a hurry? Well, I know it's early, but I think you've earned the right to something. Rebecca held out her hand with a letter in it. This letter was given to me by your grandfather before he passed away. I know what's in it, so I can't tell you more, but I do remember his words clearly. If by any chance you find someone worthy, give them this letter. Something is written here that is very important for everything to make sense. However, he strongly requested the letter not be opened without his first being sure to do so. Since, well, I really can't tell you that, but opening it has very, very serious consequences. What's inside may or may not be important, just keep it in mind, okay? Okay. And before you make a decision, how about you wait a bit? I would like to enjoy your company a little more. No problem. As I told before, I'm not going anywhere, do not worry. Thanks, you don't know how much it calms me to hear those words. Although, I really understand the magnitude of this decision, okay? It is something I trust to you because of what you have shown me so far. Oh. Besides, I suppose, there is no better person to give it to than the very grants of the one who created me, don't you think? I'm sure everything happens for a reason, don't you think? Definitely. Whatever it is has written here, I hope it helps you in some way as well. But putting this aside, where do you want to go now? Let me think. Right, I already remember. Come, let's go upstairs. She grabbed my hand and pulled me along as we moved forward. Upstairs. As was becoming customary, we went hand in hand. Went out to what looked like a terrace. It was still night, although it was surely not long before dawn. We approached a small gazebo where there was a small bench and she sat down there. So we basically were outside. It's become cold. We returned to go outside, but on top of a building. It's not too cold for that. Yeah. Would you come with me and sit next to me? No, I'm fine. I will stand for a while. Okay. Unable to help it, I stared at her in silence, her hair fluttering in the breeze. But
Daniel?
Yes?
I think you may have already noticed, but it's about time. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. And I'm afraid you'll have to make a decision before, don't you think? I mean, the way things are now, you can't just go back where you came from.
Yeah, you're right. I cannot go in nor what I've seen to here today.
Before you do that, I think I would like to explain a few things to you.
I hear you.
You will see. When I was created, I felt nothing. I was just a mass of empty indifference. I didn't feel pain, sadness, happiness. I didn't feel anything. However, I did have thoughts that just as was obvious to function. You may be wondering why I'm able to read or speak if in theory I don't have that long to live.
Wait, what?
The answer to that is what might be called shared memory. My soul is not complete, but I do have the essence of different other souls, like that of your own grandfather. He shared his emotions and some of his memories with me as part of the process. What? Since he put everything he had, felt and longed for in an attempt to create me. Have you ever heard about certain types of worms that when cut in half, a new individual is generated?
Yes. I think everyone heard about that.
Well, that new individual shares the same memories. Let's say that in my case, it was something similar, not like them, obviously. And it's because people generate energy all the time based on their feelings, although it is somewhat more complex. I, being mixed from what you could call everything and nothing at the same time, got some of that ability. You're probably wondering why am I telling you this, but allow me to give myself that freedom. After staying here completely alone, I began to understand everything. I had some basic notions about reading inside me, but it was thanks to the experience I gained that I managed to know how to read completely. In my subconscious, I could understand what an emotion or idea meant, but it was not until I experienced it that I understood it. We could say that I have many things hidden inside of me, different pieces that little by little come together. But as I have already told you, I like the most important thing to be human. And that's precisely something that cannot be imitated. Well, it is part of the purest essence that exists in this world. Maybe I'll never get it, but it's something that causes me deep pain. I'm incapable of imagining so many things, of having so many other, but not that piece that generates the human essence. That is something I could see with my own eyes, with your grandfather. His gaze was becoming more like mine. He had life, but he was losing it despite continuing to breathe. And that, what I feel, is something extremely terrifying. You have no responsibility over me, of course. Still, let me tell you that I appreciate the fact that you stayed here today. It was the closest thing to it that I have ever experienced, with that to what people call happiness or even love. For me it's been, and I think that it is what will really count when the sun bathes us in its light today. Now, you must make the decision that may put an end to this little story, or maybe it won't. In a case or situation that occurs from now on. I appreciate it, Daniel, for making me feel alive despite everything.
I took a deep breath. And took out of my pocket the letter that she gave me. Do you think that what is in this letter can also decide what happens to you?
I know, but it's likely. In fact, there are still so many things you don't know. That I couldn't tell you without you hating me. I'll never be perfect, and I think...
Just like any human.
And I think you are not aware of everything that happens here.
As she told me that I began to feel the morning breeze caressing my skin.
So Daniel, will you open the envelope, or what do you want to do?
I looked at the letter for a moment. I not fully understand the importance of a small piece of paper. Although, for what she insisted, if I opened this letter, it could result in something that could be near fatal. And on the other hand, if I didn't open it, everything would result in an open ending, or something like that. It was easier said than done. One option seemed more sensible and safer than the other. Still, my decision was to... Oh boy. This is tough. Let's have a look. Opening could be fatal. Open ending if we... I'm kinda tempted to just get rid of that letter, you know. You know what?
What's going on?
She looked at me crossly as I took the famous and important letter in both hands.
I have taken a decision.
She got up from her seat and walked over to me.
What are you going to do? Will you open it?
Nope! But what's in here is something my grandfather wrote, right?
Yeah, he gave it to me himself.
So now, it's time to bury the things of the past and let this end here. I took the letter from both hands and tore it in half.
What have you done?
She watched with astonished eyes as the pieces fell to the ground, and of these were carried by the wind.
I demand an explanation.
Well, my grandfather is already dead. He's long gone. He's no longer here with us.
Now there is nothing else to do?
Now, there is nothing else to do. Everything he tried in his place is past. His achievements and failures, his laughter and tears. I believe that the past must be buried in order to look for the future. And thus, not to lose the present.
But...
Don't worry, Rebecca. I have not done this without thinking. Well, I wouldn't say that myself, and I made the choice, but...
You don't understand. No, you don't understand at all. I've already tried to explain to you this place. And your grandfather's legacy is all I have. It's the only thing that justifies my existence now.
I'll give you a new meaning to the town square.
Okay? What do you mean?
You will come with me to home, or do you plan to stay here? She looked away as she seemed to seriously consider what I was proposing her. I'll take care of you, and I'll help you find your place, to find your own humanity. I extend my hand to her, as a way to make a pact between her and me.
Are you sure about it?
Of course! After a few seconds of thinking it over, she seemed to have made up her mind. She took my hand gently, assuming that I agreed to come with me. Wait. She took my hand gently, assuming that she agreed to come with me. There is nothing more to talk about. You come with me.
Thanks, Daniel.
The warmth of the sun began to illuminate everything. How about we... go pick up your stuff?
Go. Let's go, let's go.
We walked hand in hand into the mansion for the last time. Rebecca took the few personal items she owned, as well as dresses and other belongings. With a look halfway between sadness and illusion, her eyes looked at the place longingly. I mean, we can always come back. When I got to the car, I sat in the driver's seat. I started the engine and we drove home. I went looking for answers to the unknowns left by the absence of my grandfather after his death. But the void will quickly be replaced by his legacy. Specifically by the warm presence of that girl. I didn't know what the future held for me after all of this, yet without a doubt I was certain that it was the right way. Thus the night ended, and thus another chapter of this story began. Good ending! Let's go! Yay! We have the good ending, dear Rebecca. Let's go, man. Good ending. That's how things should be. There are 2 more CGs, by the way. And I imagine those might be under different ending choices. Rebecca is an absolute cutie, by the way. Our grandfather here is freaking nuts to dive into alchemy, that's for sure. At the same time, I mean, he created Rebeca, so... Grandpa, thanks for that! Much appreciated! Rebeca is wonderful, man! That's a 5-star on each, as per usual, for Eroraen. Dude, this... That was so good. Overall, if you... I mean, if you were around, you do know that... I kind of do dig VNs which dive into... For example, alchemy, of course. Because we did play one very lengthy game, including alchemy, sort of. Desiree basically. And today we had something else, which sort of included a little bit of a topic. Overall, that was super good. That was super good. I kind of did dig the scene with the mirrors as well. To be fair, I did not expect it to be a little, like, jumpy. It did make me jump a little bit, slightly, a little bit, but it did. The sound. To be fair, that is the stuff that I would like to have in horror games. I don't really play horror games which you have to just run around and nothing else, or run from someone, you can fight back or whatever. But I do appreciate if there is a jump scare which does not, like, eliminate you. But yeah, so something like that over here was done, and that was nice. This game supposedly has 4 endings, by the way. You know what? We had a good ending. If you want to see the other endings, the game is linked in description. It's a name your own price game. Go support Eroraen as well with getting the game yourself and playing to checking out other stuff. By the way, to complete all the routes, approximate time 1 hour and 30 minutes. Me looking that I played for 1 hour 24 minutes. But yeah, there is the difference, of course, between playing a game and you know, playing the game the way I do. There is a little difference, that's for sure. Anyway, with that being said, oh, there is also additional pack of extras with illustrations, notes, and soundtrack. Ooh. Alright. Anyway, this game, as per usual, to be honest, just like the other games, definitely made with a style which sort of captivates me. And, well, obviously, of a girl over here, like, absolutely stunning. Even for, you know, she was supposedly just a doll, right? But, again, she was yearning for a heart. And, as I mentioned during our playthrough, girl, you already have it, for, clearly. I guess you just didn't realize. You just didn't... You just weren't told that you actually have a heart already. And so on and so on. Anyway, tomorrow, we are sitting to another Eroraen game, by the way. That's what my, like, sort of random picking from each told me. And with that, I will be left with 20 games from each that I have downloaded. We will not play all of them, for I actually did a little check, and some of those games are, I would say, not the kind of games which I can... Oh wait, stop. Oh, I was marking them for possible stream. For YouTube, I could probably work with most of them, for... Basically, you know, on streams on Twitch, some games are basically something that would not be allowed for sure, and yeah, some of them I basically know I wouldn't be able to play there. But on YouTube, we can make it work. We can make it work. Anyway, dear Rebeca finished. Absolute blast of a story once again. Hope you enjoyed as well. Again, link the game to the game in the description. You can find it on itch.io. Apparently it's also available on Google Play, by the way, in case you prefer, like, the mobile version for some reason. Huh. Actually, it seems like all of the games... Wait, did you upload all the games on the mobile as well? Wait, Coco, Dear Rebecca, Void of Desire, Reiko, Serena, My Dark Eden. Oh, there is Loon here. Okay, My Dark Eden and Loverendia. Loverendia, I'm not sure. Speaking of Loverendia, because I see this, you know, that it is supposedly a demo, but it is also a short visual novel. I'm not sure. It was a drawing test. Experimental demo. I wonder if there will be more to it. You know what? We might as well add it to the pile. We might as well do that. And with that, we'll have 2 more games to play now from Eroraen. One after another. Why not? Why not? Anyway, let's end it right here, right now. For the first time, or even 4th, or whatever, I will repeat. I'll link the game in the description for you. Go support the dev. Also, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We are definitely, I believe, going to play games like this. If they are niche that you, I will definitely like jump into them, because that style, it is the style I absolutely adore. Subscribe if you're new, which, wait, did I said that already? Yes, but yeah, subscribe as well. I would love to have you around, basically, it's super appreciated. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description if you're into that stuff as well. And with all of that being out of the way, thank you. Oh, I really don't like saying all of that, not gonna lie. I don't like saying that. However, I have to, unfortunately. For some reason. Anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day. That part I actually like saying. Bye bye.